Welcome back to the tutorial on how we deal with factoring polynomials. Let's look at our example x squared plus 3x plus 2. How do we handle finding the factors of that? Well, let's look at FOIL first of all. I know if I'm given x plus 1, all in brackets, times x plus 2, all in brackets, I can use FOIL. And remember, it's first, outside, inside, and last. So I look at my the first term in each of the brackets. So I have x times x, that gives me x squared. I look at the outside, which is x times 2. So that gives me 2x, because I like to put the coefficients first. If I look at the inside, it's 1 times x, so that gives me x. And last is 1 times 2, and that gives me 2. So I know that that equals x squared plus 3x plus 2. But I want to work backwards. So when I'm looking at it, I know that for x squared plus 3x plus 2, I'm going to factor by unfoiling. I know that the only way to get x squared is x times x. So that I'm going to put as my first term in each of the brackets. Now I need to find out what are the coefficients. So I need to factor 2. That sums up to positive 3. So I am looking at the 2. I need to factor that. And I need to find out what equals positive 3 when they're added together. Well, what are the factors of 2? Well, I know that 2 can be broken out into 2 and 1. So I also know it can be minus 2 and minus 1 because I have a positive here. That's why I know that 2 negatives multiplied together equal a positive, or 2 positive numbers. But what added together equals positive 3? So 2 plus 1 equals 3. That works. Negative 2 minus 1 equals minus 3. So that does not work. So 2 and positive 1 are the answer. So I can write it as x plus 2 times x plus 1. And those are my factors. Let's try a second method. The second method is called the box method for factor and trinomial. And in previous videos, you've seen how to use the box method for finding the trinomial. Now we need to work backwards. So I know that my first term is x squared. I know my third term is 10. So the last two boxes, these two have to equal minus 7x. The only way for me to have x squared, again, I know that that's x times x. So I'm going to put an x and an x. Now I need to find the factors for 10 that sum to negative 7. What are my factors of 10? Well, let's look at it. I have 10 and I have 1, and I have 5 and I have 2. So let's see what combinations I can use. I'm going to put 10 and 1 here, and I'm going to put 10 and 1 here. Well, I know that I can have negative 10 and negative 1, and I can have positive 10 and positive 1. Because my 10 is positive, it has to be both negative or both positive. So, is there a way that this will work? So minus 10 minus 1 equals minus 11. No. Positive 10 plus 1 equals positive 11. No. So this one does not work. So I'm going to say no. This one does not work. Let's try the 5 and 2. So I have -5 and -2, or I have +5 and +2. So -5 minus 2 equals -7. Okay. +5 plus 2 equals +7. No. So this are my answer. So I have -5 and -2. And I know that a -2x and a -5x minus 2x minus 5x equals -7x. And that's exactly what I needed to find here. So that works. So that means my factors are x minus 5 times x minus 2. So I'm looking at x minus 5 and x minus 2. Now let's look at a third method. This one I like to show students because it can be used when the leading coefficient is a 1 or when the leading coefficient is more than 1. So we have the example with a leading coefficient of more than 1 because we have a 2 here. So we have 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. This is the method of factoring by grouping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my 2x squared down, and I'm going to bring my 12, which is my third term, down. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to multiply the x term with the constant. So I'm going to take 2x squared times 12, and of course this equals 24x squared. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split the 24x squared into two terms that add to 11x. Okay, where am I getting the 11x from? My 11x is here. So I need to split my 24x squared into two terms that will add up to 11x. And because my 11x is positive, I'm looking for positive terms. Now, what equals, so if I take my 24x squared, I need something with an x and something with an x, so that has to be x and x, and then the 24 has to break down. So then I'm going to have a number x times a number x. So what can 24 break down into that will add up to 11? Well, 24, my factors of 24 are 8 and 3, I have 6 and 4, I have, what else? 2 and 12. Does 2 plus 12 equal 11? No. 6 plus 4 equal 11? No. 8 plus 3 equal 11? Yes. So that's my winner. So I'm going to do an 8 and a 3. So I'm going to break it out into 8x and 3x. And I'm going to add these straight across. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down which I've already done. I bring down my, I'm just writing this one down, but I already stated it. You brought down your 2x squared and the 12. So I brought those down on the edge there. The next thing you're going to do is we're going to group the first two terms. and then the second two terms. And find the GCF. And this is a big clue, so I'm going to group them. I have 2x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. So I'm grouping them first. So there's my two groupings. And now I need to find the GCF of each. So if I look at it, for the first one, the GCF of 2x squared plus 8x is 2x. That leaves me with x plus 4. And if I look at a GCF for 3x plus 12, I can take out a 3. That leaves me with x plus 4. Now once I've done that, you will notice, and I'm going to put this in blue, that the grouping should be the same. That's the first binomial. So here we have x plus 4, x plus 4. That is my first binomial, x plus 4. That is the same. That leaves me with the other binomial. And it comes from the other two terms. And that is 2x plus 3. So there's my 2x and my 3. Don't believe me? Let's use FOIL to test it. Will x plus 4 times 2x plus 3 equal what we started out with all the way up here of 2x squared plus 11x plus 12? So FOIL, first we have x times 2x. We have outside, which is x times 3, plus inside, which is 4 times 2x, plus last, which is 4 times 3. That leaves me with 2x plus 3x plus 8x plus 12. Oops, that's 2x, not a 3x. Leaves me with 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. Is that what we started with? Yes, it is. 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. Some of you may find this a lot of steps, but you actually may find it easier because you're only factoring this middle part.